While government is concerned about the safety and security of citizens living and working along the borderline communities who complain of increasing attacks, particularly from the Venezuela-based Sindicato gang members, the state minister noted that the security forces are struggling to determine the validity of those reports.
It requires, of course, time to get to the security forces where they are based, for them to respond and to go to deal with these matters. Of course, there are also sometimes nuisance reports, where persons who actually have private scores to settle make these reports to the security forces and have them going after persons who might have their own private scores which they want to settle. So all of these are matters which, when these reports come, you have to make a careful analysis of the information before you actually consider it to be what you call actionable intelligence upon which the forces can be deployed.
On this note, the government spokesperson posited that without such credible evidence, Guyana is unable to approach international authorities regarding the reported actions undertaken by the neighboring country.
We cannot, as a nation, approach the international agencies, we cannot approach the United Nations with hearsay. We have to have credible information upon which we can file these reports, upon which we can dispatch note verbals. That is, things that are occurring that affect the security of our borders and our citizens. But we have to have, I want to emphasize this, credible information. Because imagine you have a report which is, in the era of fake news and all these things that are going on. And you take that and you go to the United Nations and say, look, this is what is happening. And then the other side says, well, something like this never occurred.
Nevertheless, Minister Harman posited that the National Security Council earlier this week discussed the issue, which resulted in a high-level security visit to the borderline areas.
A very high-level delegation has gone in there, commanded by a lieutenant colonel from the Guyana Defense Force, a senior superintendent from the Guyana Police Force, and representatives from the Ministry of Natural Resources. They've had specific briefings at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs that basically deals with matters in relation to the border and the need for them to exercise caution in dealing with these matters.
A parliamentary oversight committee on the security sector team, led by Public Security Minister Kemraj Ramjatan, recently visited the region. Meanwhile, of recent, President David Granger has been visiting frontline communities along the border with Venezuela and has announced several measures to beef up security in those areas, including increased community policing group members. Reporter for the Evening News, Vanu Manakchand.